What's up, Middle Georgia Dawgpound? Coming to you live from deep within Sanford Stadium, Dooley Field, in the locker room, right here with Matt and Kevin. Good to see you guys.
Good to see
Hello,
you, buddy.
man. How you guys doing? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
That's our special Merry Christmas edition of the Middle Georgia Dawgpound. Wanted to get on here, just wish everyone a Merry Christmas and look forward to great bowl season as we approach the Orange Bowl. But definitely want to touch base with everybody and just make sure that we stay in touch and go over a few things that were on our mind with the Georgia Bulldogs and the football team. And just like I said, just wanted to have an opportunity to dig in and pick Matt and Kevin's brain on a few things over the season, the 2021 season. And so let's get into this thing, guys. What do you say?
Let's do it.
So 2021 season, I wanted to make sure that we talked about who we felt like the had the best play of the year. Let's see if I could get my PowerPoint to work here. Here we go. Got it wrong, Matt. Here we go. Top player 2021. Matt, take it away, man. Who do you have?
So I kind of separated mine out a little bit into I call my surprise players and then my step-up players. And so it's hard to pick one because this year is such a special year for us in general. So my surprise players, I have two of them, are and you when I say these, you'll be like, okay. I mean, initially our first response thinks surprise players. We think, okay, the recruits that came in last year, these freshmen. That's just too simple. So try something a little different. I'm looking at Tyndall. I think Tyndall was. I mean, we thought he was going to be a solid player, but this guy really came out and he has taken full opportunity of what he's done. He's been a good leader on the team. I love his press conferences. They're just so honest and upfront and true and funny. I just love them. And then Jalen Carter on the defensive line. We knew Davis was going to be a stud, and so to see something like that emerge is really encouraging. And one of those guys I would say is a big surprise player. My step-up players, people who stepped up into roles we needed them to. As another defensive line guy, I'm going to go with Wyatt. He took an opportunity there to not be in the shadows of Davis, but really help himself not only his draft stock, but help us have one of the best rushing defense lines in the nation. So I really appreciate that. And of course, you can't say it without digging into McConkey. I mean, what a guy came out of nowhere, just been a hard worker. We had devastation in our wide receiver core. The guy stepped up and he's done a tremendous job. He's a really team guy and we really love him. So those are my two, I'd say, step up and surprise players that I've really like watching this year.
I was hoping somebody would say Channing Tindall because I pulled a video out for Channing Tindall. So take a look.
Look at that.
Tindall came in. Tindall is leading tackler, leading down he goes. Georgia with a sack. Channing Tindall.
Channing Tindall is a great blitzer coming from that linebacker spot. And athletic speed around the corner. You can see it just pops.
Yeah, I like that video of Channing Tindall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that that stepped up when we had a hole there that needed to be filled.
Oh yeah. Who's your top player?
I got to go with Brock Bowers. When this season started, let's be honest, who actually heard of Brock Bowers before we started this season? I don't think any of us expected that to be our playmaker, our go-to guy, or our big name guy that was is going to step up and take our offense to another level. I think we all thought it was going to be one of these receivers that was going to have to step up in place of Pickens, when we lost him. Who knew? Who knew it was going to be Brock Bowers? And it's obviously it's helping us on our recruiting trail as well.
Yep. I think for me, my guy is going to be Nakobe Dean. I think, and he has stepped up and showed out, and he's been the leader on this team on more than one game, and so he's my player of the year, is Nakobe Dean. I don't think we would be where we are on the defense if it wasn't for him. So
I agree. When we get to talk about some of our players, when we asked what was our favorite player, he's my favorite player.
Let's see, who missed the mark? Who didn't perform for one reason or another, whether it be injuries or he just didn't meet the grade that we thought he was going to do? What player on the team kind of let you down?
So for me, it's a little bit different because injuries did was a part of this as well. But Canarius Jackson really has. I love this guy, really do, local guy, and just has not extended himself what he did last year. Last year really came into a better role, having more playing time, really coming out strong. A little bit of injury last year, but then the same thing this year, just a little bit hampered by some injury, and just never really was that guy that you see he's catching 3-4 balls a game. Struggled to get open sometimes, just didn't make the next step. And so, not that he's a disappointment, but yeah, he just didn't, like you said, he missed the mark a little bit. But for another person as well, who just literally for me is, it's gonna sound bad, but it's just a buzz, is Robert Beal. Just watching some of his loafing and some of his laziness on the field, and I'm not picking at these players, and I shouldn't, so I apologize if you look at it that way, but watching some of that film, had a chance to really make a name for himself. Senior, he's hung it out. He's hung out, with other guys who come in front of him who've been successful at that defensive end, kind of outside linebacker, mold. Come in with all the, 5-star rating, all this stuff behind him, length, size, but then just to never, ever really match up to what he was all to be. And then watch some of the games where he's just jogged his way around the field is really disappointing. When he had a chance to come in after Anderson went out and Adam Anderson went out, and to take that role, he just didn't do it. It's just kind of disappointing.
Yep. What about you, Kevin?
I think Jack Saint is one of those that I thought was going to have a bigger year, coming off his injury from the Florida game of last year. I really thought he was going to step up his game this year and come out, and you really hadn't heard too much out of him. I figured he was going to have one of these breakout years to right the ship from his injury last year. I think Matt took my guy from the defensive side. I have to agree with you there on Beal. He has not been the guy that we thought he was going to be. That's for sure.
Well, for me, mine is Adam Anderson. I've really expected him to show up and show out and be a dominant player for us, and stupid things off the field just have ruined his career, and I don't know that he's going to be able to come back from it, which is an absolute shame.
Yeah. Up until that, he was dominant. Up to that, he was having a stellar year.
He was. But on the offensive side of the ball, my boy Arian Smith, I talked about what he was going to do, and he just could not stay healthy. And he just – and that's not a good sign. If you can't be healthy through the full season, I'm not sure what you could do in the NFL. It's not looking good for him. So for me, that's the player that missed the mark. Who do you think is going to enter the portal after the bowl games?
All right. So I really don't know who's going to be the first one. I have a few here that I think will be serious contenders for checking out other locations because of the just based off of what we've seen or lack of seeing them on the field, plus what we're bringing in this class makes me think that a lot of these guys are leaving early. And so I have you guys will remember this guy. His name is Clay Webb. He was a 5-star offensive lineman. Have not barely seen this guy. I think he's an opportunity guy to leave. I think Carson Beck is going to be in the portal here at about 3-4 weeks. Justin Robinson, wide receiver, who's really has got some good measurables, and he's one of our best blocking receivers. But that's about it. His hands have not been where they need to be. I think Lancaster, cornerback Lancaster, is an opportunity as well. Even Kimber, one of those two guys, both those guys have opportunity. And then even with this, the cornerback, we got a little bit of trouble as well off the field. As I say his first name, something Green. I forget how you say it. Is it Nayland or something like Green? Nyland Green. Him. And then the running back we got last year, and we got last year in the class, but he's not even playing running back right now. He's playing cornerback. Carroll. I'm not sure if he's gonna stick it out at cornerback, or he's gonna try to go somewhere else that needs a running back and try to put his hand in that field because he's got that red shirt freshman year that he wants to use or not. Those are mine that I think. I know you said one, but those are my top contenders, I would think.
Kevin, what you think?
I'm gonna throw something out here, and y'all are probably gonna hate me for it, but I think JT Daniels goes into the portal.
Could be.
I think with the Gunnar Stockton coming in, I think he goes and he looks for something where he doesn't get hit as much. And let's be real, JT Daniels has not been healthy since he's been a quarterback for Georgia. I think he's going to be one of those that could possibly go. And I think Matt's right. I think Carson Beck's going to be one of those that enters the portal. Other than that, that's about the only ones that really, I think, have an opportunity to transfer out.
I'm going to say Rylan Godey. He's the tight end. He's like 6'6", 6'7". He's a big old guy, but he has not seen the field. And with the tight end room the tight ends that we just brought in, he's going to see the writing on the wall that he's not going to see the field. And I think he's going to be the first one to go. But that's my guy.
That's a good one.
All right. 2021 play or moment of the season. What's your play of the season, Matt?
I couldn't. I gave you a top 5, and I couldn't. It's hard to dwindle why I would pick a play of the season, and there's so many different reasons why. I picked 4. That's awful.
You only sent me one for a video, so that's the only one you got.
I know. And I'll tell you why the ones that I have, and I don't want to take everybody else's because I want to hear your reasons. Because it could be some of the ones that you guys have, but the reasons why I picked the ones I picked. I really think if it sounds good, it happened so early, but it was really a staple, and it's really honestly what helped us win the game is Christmas pick 6. That was tremendously awesome, and I still love watching that. It was so early that we forget about how good that was, how much momentum change that was for us in that game. I really like Jordan Davis, his running touchdown. That was because of all of the hard work he puts into, and this almost like a award for him for all the things he's done for us this season. I think that's a big deal. Even his safety on South Carolina was awesome. We forget about that as well. I love seeing safeties and stuff, especially with big guys like that. But ultimately, I think the one that I love, and some of the reason why it was such a big deal to me and a play of the season for me is because I was there and I saw it live. Is Dan Jackson's punt block. Love seeing these underdogs. I'm a big underdog person. That's why I always feel like Georgia's going to lose every week. I feel like we're the underdog and we're going to lose every. But he's an underdog, guy without a scholarship, busting his tail every day out there, and love to see him get that play. And I was there to watch it live, and so And Brian will tell you, I screamed my head off, and people sitting next to me were looking at me crazy, but I don't care.
Well, let's watch it.
Recovery. It's 150 DBs down there now. Wow, Chris. Dan Jackson came from way back to eventually get in, and I think to drive the punt team from Arkansas.
Yeah, that guy that was way over there on the 40-yard line going berserko, that was Matt.
Yes.
Kevin, what's your play, buddy?
Oh, man. I've got 3 main ones, and I think I sent these to you. Number 1 is Brock Bowers' first touchdown catch in the UAB game. That was where we saw what we had in Brock Bowers. That guy just dusted the entire defensive side of UAB. I mean, everybody. The only guy that ran him down was Ladd McConkey. And the second one is Ladd McConkey's touchdown catch in the Auburn game. That guy just blew by everybody, got open, and got hit with a dime for a touchdown. The third one is Nakobe Dean's pick 6 in the Florida game. Well, you can have it.
Good.
I'm just saying I got 3. Those are my 3. Nakobe Dean's catch and pick 6 blew that game apart. That's what opened that Florida game wide open for Georgia.
I like that.
Yep. Well, that was one of mine that I had picked too. That was what turned the tide on the Florida game. Everybody, all the Florida fans went home after that.
Yep.
Well, here let's watch them. What do you say?
That's Bennett back in the ball, back in the shotgun. The shotgun fakes the pitch, throws it out to the tight end on the far side, on the far side, down the far sideline. Brock Bowers, he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown!
Cool stuff, man. Cool memories. Well, let's see McConkey's.
It was slinging it all over the field. He will go there. He will go there. Start this one. Touchdown, Georgia. The mailman delivers. And he did. Big post route because they ran the ball on the first possession. They set it up. What do they want to do? Run, play action, take a shot. McConkey, the playmaker, the speed down the field.
The footwork on the route was just absolutely textbook. He set up a little corner weave and then got across him. Absolutely a beautiful.
Yeah, I love that one, man.
Yeah, that's the dagger in that game right there.
Sure was. Yeah, Nakobe Dean, pick 6, sent all the Florida fans home. Let's watch it.
Second down, 11 Florida. They're on their own 47-yard line. Richardson with an empty receiver to his right, two to the left. Dogs have 3 down linemen. And we fake a blitz with Anderson. Will bring 3. Anderson kind of hovers. Pick! Oh, and it's intercepted by Nakobe Dean. Goodbye. Nakobe Dean at the 50, 40, 30. He's going to take it to the house. Sinners cooking. Dean is gone. Touchdown, pick 6. Dean, the All-American candidate, made an All-American play and took it down the near sideline, around 50 yards or so, I think right at 50. He's got the savage pass, and it's 23-0. Number 1, Georgia with a point after 7.
Talking about going crazy. I was going crazy after that play.
Yeah. Our daddy was losing his mind over there on that play right there.
Well, the final play for the 2021 season, or the final moment, I would say, was Jordan Davis getting the becoming an honorary member of the Red Coat Band. It still gets me every time.
I'm pleased to give this plaque in recognition of his uncommon achievement, exemplary citizenship and character, invaluable contribution to the UGA community, and in particular the joy he brings about another aspirational traits of Red Coat. The University of Georgia Red Coat Band awards the title Honorary Member number 99, Jordan Davis!
He's on the step ladder, leading the band. Jordan Davis, that is a young man that has taken this experience as a Georgia Bulldog to the absolute maximum and enjoying every step of the way in his time here. And it's just a big old smile on his face right now as he's leading the Red Coats.
Yeah, and the team has surrounded Jordan while he's still up there.
We heard a lot about the love that this team has for one another, and I think that epitomizes it right there.
Yeah, just don't get much better than that right there, dude.
That's good.
Just don't get much better. Well, listen, let's talk a little bit about our 2022 signees. Who have you been most impressed with?
So for me, I picked two. One, because I think we always, when it comes to recruiting and it comes to players that come in, the tendency for Georgia, or I guess any college football fan, is to always try to compare them that they're the next whatever they may be. And so for me, we've been blessed at UGA for some incredible running backs in the past. And so it was always who's the next Herschel or who's the next Gurley. And, now it's kind of like, who's the next Chubb or Michelle kind of thing. And so I think the guy we have here that I'm really keen on and want to be excited about is his name is Brunson Robertson. He's really built like Chubb, which is kind of surprising. Super strong legs, arms, and has some surprising speed on him. And he has some things to work on for sure. Like me and Brian talked about earlier, looking at how he holds the ball a little bit, but he'll learn all that stuff as he gets into spring training and things. But I'm really excited about this guy. I think he's going to be a heck of a ball player for us. And right now he's the only one we have signed in this class. We're still waiting on one more, if possible, if not a transfer. So I'm really excited about seeing what he's going to do for us next year.
Good stuff.
I
think for me, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was going to say the Nyland Morissette is my guy. He's a receiver. If I can get his video, I'm hoping I can get his video to play. But he's a receiver, really thick receiver. He's not the fastest guy on the field, but he reminds me a lot of George Pickens of his ball control and his athletic ability, and he's hard to tackle. He has one catch that's on this video that I'm going to show that is unbelievable. I'm like, how in the world did he have enough body control to catch that? Basically, he's down the sideline, and he goes up one-hands the ball. Now, keep in mind, this is a high school player that one-hands the ball and watches it as it falls. And as he's falling to the ground, he still catches it, which is unbelievable. Let me bring this screen on so you can see it.
Oh my gosh.
Good stuff.
Yep.
And then Kevin, I think you had Julian Humphrey.
Yeah, Julian Humphrey. This kid right here, he's in high school. All I could find was his junior year. I'm not sure if he got hurt senior year or what. Maybe Matt, you know, I couldn't find any information on that. But I watched some of his videos. This kid played both sides of the ball in high school. He played wide receiver and corner. And, man, he's got some amazing hands.
I've got his video here. We're going to pull it up in just 4 seconds and play this thing. Yeah, he can tackle. That kid can flat out lay a hit.
Yeah, he'll lay the wood on you.
Yeah, look, those are some good players. You had one more, didn't you, Matt?
Yeah, this guy was a surprise for me, even coming into recruiting. I just didn't think that we were going to end up being that high on the list, but I think his dad really kind of convinced him, seeing towards the future and towards what he can develop in for draft stuff is Marvin Jones Jr. Mm-hmm. And so I think he's going to be that guy. He's going to be that edge rusher that we're looking for to help develop in the next couple of years to really be one of those guys that we see now, like you know, our Ojulari and Nolan Smith and the guys like that, you know, in the past, and you know, all the guys we've had like Carter and Bellamy and guys like that who really can press the quarterbacks on the edge.
Yeah, he's quick.
Yep. He's still got some room for some muscle in that frame too, so that should be good.
Good deal, man. Good deal. The future is bright. Let's just put it that way. I mean, we've definitely got opportunities to continue to dominate in the SEC East, and no matter what happens with this merger with Oklahoma and Texas, I think we're still going to be vying for that SEC championship every year, and so that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Well, guys, any final thoughts?
Starting to get a little bit nervous now for the Michigan game.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that next week. We'll try to do a show on Thursday night, and we'll do it live. We'll recap. We'll give a preview of the Orange Bowl, and we'll dig into some stats and talk in detail about how well we match up with Michigan and who to be paying attention to on the Michigan side of the ball. And we'll be ready to go for that game. I think we match up really well, but I don't really want to dig into that. I don't want to give too much information on that. But the main thing I wanted to do on tonight's show was just remind people to, and you've said it a million times, Matt, is to soak this season in, because these types of seasons don't come around every year.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to have a 12-0 season, it was special. And I wanted to make sure that I reminded people that these kids are just not football players. They're students. They're people. They have families, and treat them like you would your own children. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think you said it, Brian. I mean, these are kids. They're still kids. They're growing into their adult lives, but they're still kids. I mean, they're 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And they're coming out on every Saturday and putting on a show for us all to enjoy. So I think we should definitely respect that. And then, like you said, you told me at the beginning of the season, I think we're gonna witness something great and a special season, and we've done it so far, and we're gonna continue on.
Yep. Well, Matt, you got any final thoughts, my friend?
Just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Ultimately, remember that this season is, yes, we love football, we love bowl season, but ultimately this time of year is for us to remember the great gift that God has given us in Jesus, and that ultimately that's the prize that we have. Yes, a bowl game would be great, a bowl win would be great, but ultimately He is the great joy and the great gift that the Lord has given us, and this is a remembrance of that time.
Amen. Couldn't have said it better, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right,
guys, we will be back here on Wednesday night previewing the Orange Bowl, getting ready for the game. It'll actually be Thursday night. I said Wednesday night. Thursday night, December the 30th, and we'll get ready for the Orange Bowl. We'll go kick some Wolverine tail and take this thing on to the national championship. So have a Merry Christmas, and go Dogs.
Go Dogs.